Good evening everyone and welcome to Gundam News. And as always, a new month means a new Gunpla schedule. And I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say that, in terms of quantity, that this is the most amount of new releases that I've seen in 1 month. But there is also a very good explanation for this, which becomes immediately obvious when we look at the releases of the 13th. For 2,200 yen, 14 US, there is the high-grade Gundam 00 Command Quanta, Desert type, a color variation of the standard Gundam 00 Command Quanta, which of course also comes with the exact same accessories, being a missile launcher, command sword, heavy machine gun, and the arm shield, which has a cannon and 2 combat knives. But it definitely looks amazing in those new desert colors, and combined with the weapons, we get a very serious and down-to-earth Gundam. And on the same day, we get the option part set Gunpla 5, Universe Booster Plovsky Power Gate for 880 yen 5 US, the option part set Gunpla 6, Valuable Pod for also 880 yen 5 US, and the option part set Gunpla 7, Powered Arms Powerader for 660 yen 4 US. So one of these releases is a recolor, and the other 3 are simply re-releases, but with a different name and different packaging. On the 20th then, we do get some new releases. For 2,970 yen, 18 US, there is the high-grade Dual Blitz, which comes with removable Assault Shroud armor, so you can either build it as the new Dual Blitz or a mostly complete standard dual. And I say mostly because it just doesn't come with the dual's shield. But this is of course something that can be very easily remedied. The dual's shield is simply a color variant of the strike shield, and there are at least 3 reasons to not give your strike its shield. And also, I wouldn't be surprised if Bandai gives us the standard dual, be it with or without the Assault Shroud, as a premium Bandai Limited kit. But anyways, our second new kit is the Figurized Standard Lunamaria Hawk for 4,180 yen 26 US. And it comes with 3 different facial expressions, an optional helmet, and apparently the biggest selling point, a squishy breastplate. It is such a big selling point even that they based their next poll around it, but more about that at the end of the video. On to the not quite new releases for that day. The high-grade Gundam Amazing Barbs Loops, which goes for 2,750 yen, 17 US, which is the standard version of the previously limited metallic version, and then another bunch of option parts set Gunpla. Number 8, Ball and Arm Arms for 880 yen, 5 US. Number 9, Giant Gatling for 660 yen, 4 US. And number 10, Galaxy Booster for 880 yen, 5 US. And since we're on the topic of Gunpla, we also got some new announcements, but unfortunately, they're all premium Bandai Limited. We've got the high-grade Beguir-Beu Torche, which will go for 2,420 yen, 15 US, and will come with the Ridrick team's normal head and the Kenanji team's bunny-eared head. More details will be coming soon, but we do already have this image. For the master grades then, we got 3 announcements, each with progressively more information. There's the master grade Narrative Gundam B-Pax version Kotoki, and that is everything that we know so far. There's the master grade Gundam Storm Bringer Phantom Fang version, which goes for 7,590 yen, 47 US, and will come with both a Gundam head and a Gym head. And finally, we've got the master grade Zaku mass production type Rico custom. It goes for 4,620 yen, 29 US, and comes molded in some very funky colors that are based on the title card of the series. Now, I wouldn't call this color scheme particularly great, but there is something pleasing about the combination of the colors. So in an odd way, it does work. And in addition to these summary colors, it also comes with some interesting marking decals. And it can be yours in December. From physical Gunpla then, we go to digital Gunpla. Bandai has announced that they will be holding an open network test for Gundam Breaker 4 on consoles. And because it is an open test, anyone will be able to try it. You'll be able to play on Friday the 19th from 9 AM to 2 PM, and then again from 6 PM to 11 PM. And then from Saturday 11 AM until Sunday 3 PM. Keep in mind though that these times are Japan time. What you can do then is customize your Gunpla with a choice of around 20 units, hop into the lobby with up to 24 people, and do some online multiplayer. Up to 3 people can fight together, there will be 3 available quests, and each one of those is available in 3 difficulty levels. And alongside the open network test, they also announced some more units and gameplay modes that will be included in the game. For Gunpla, we have the Captain Gundam, Blazing Gundam with Mask, Tyrantauzi, Full Armor Knight Gundam, Versal Knight Gundam, and Super Fumina. And for the game modes, we have the story mode, which is pretty self-explanatory. The quest mode, which are optional missions that are unlocked by going through the story, which will then give you some cool parts, materials, and emblems. Bounty Hunter mode, which is an online feature where you can fight against Gunpla created by other people, which will then be piloted by the computer, and the more powerful that the Gunpla you're fighting is, the more GP that you will earn. And then they also announced a brand new mode, Survival Mode. It is unlocked at a certain point during the story and tasks you with surviving 50 waves, which will then gradually get harder and harder. But the mode promises to be a great way to upgrade your Gunpla. Meanwhile, on the figure front then, things started very well with the premium Bandai Limited Metal Robot Spirits Gundam TR1 Haze'n-thley. It goes for 19,250 yen, 119 US, and comes complete with a beam rifle, 3 beam sabers, a set of sub-arms to use all that stuff at once, a composite shield booster, active and deactive parts for the blade on that shield booster, and an action base. The only thing missing here for the perfect set is that super fancy V-fin. And this bunny will be hopping your way in November. And if you thought that the Haze'n-thley was expensive, just wait until you hear the price of the Jumbo Soft Vinyl figure SD the new Gundam. It is 24 centimeters tall, 9.4 inches, and comes with 1 beam rifle, 1 removable dummy beam saber, 1 active beam saber, 1 shield, and some limited articulation. And all of this will only set you back 21,780 yen, which is 135 US. But if you buy it through Premium Bandai, they'll also throw in a nameplate. And it is currently slated for an October release. Definitely the most striking announcement this week then came from Mega House. They showed off a painted prototype for the Gem Series Meer Campbell Negligee version. And well, you can tell from the prototype that they went with the remastered version of the Negligee. As in, it's see-through. More details like a release date and price will follow soon. And what I also found funny was that when I looked in the comments, it was just filled with rabid Kigali fans asking for a Kigali figure. What we did get then were some short Metal Build announcements. With their Metal Build Festival 2024 beginning soon, Tamashii Nations teased a Metal Build Zeta Gundam and a Metal Build 1.5 Gundam. They gave us a new image for the Metal Build God Gundam, and they announced a slightly more expensive re-release of the Metal Build Strike Freedom Wings of Light option set. It now goes for 9,900 yen, 61 US, instead of 7,700 yen, 48 US, and is slated for a March release. The absolute most expensive thing that was announced this week then is the premium Bandai Limited Robot Spirits KA Signature Side MS RX 105 Xi Gundam Hathaway's Flash version. A massive machine, with also a massive figure name, that went up for pre-order for the massive price tag of 33,000 yen, 204 US. And this mobile armor-esque mobile suit will be coming your way in December. And to wrap up the figure news, the Robot Spirits Strike Noir and Gym 2 have gone up for pre-order on regular hobby sites like Hobbling Japan, so I will have them linked down below, which is also the case for the restock of the RAHDX Excellent Model Series Marida Cruz. The figure itself remains unchanged, but the packaging has been updated. And then the RX-78-2 and Char's Zaku 2 Funkopops have gone up for pre-order over at Amazon, which then means that we also got some promotional images. The RX-78-2 looks like it got bonked on the head, and Char's Zaku 2 looks like it is extremely surprised by the RX-78-2's performance. Somewhere in between a figure and a lamp then is the Mobile Suit Gundam Harolight Book and Gundam Seed Freedom Harolight Book Type 2. Basically, it is a light-up Haro that parts forms to have its ears open up, and these are slightly upgraded versions of the first Harolight figure. Just like it, they have 3 lighting modes, being low, medium, and high, and they're powered by 3 AAA batteries. But now, they also come with a 1-hour turn-off timer so that they don't eat through those batteries when you fall asleep. And these Harolights can be yours on the 19th for 4,389 yen a piece, 27 US. And then on the gaming front, in Gundam Battle Operation 2 for the PlayStation, the Messer Type FO2 has joined the fray, while on Steam, the Heavy Gundam Ingrid Zero has become available. Meanwhile, in UC Engaged, in the global version, we got a new event, being 0087 Pesce Montagne, A Kiss for the Water Planet 2, and in it, we see Pesce facing off against Camille, and therefore by completing the event, you'll get UR Engage 0 Psychomi test type blueprints and UR Pesce Montagne pieces, and alongside it, you'll also be able to score the UR Camille and UR Zeta Gundam Hyper Mega Launcher as event unit assemblies. But the big UC Engage news comes from the Japanese version. A few weeks ago, the Amuro vs. Char mode was concluded, and they have now launched a successor mode called Crossover UCE. Basically, in this new mode, you'll be playing through a chapter of Gundam history, but characters from other time periods will also be joining in that battle. For example, the first story takes place at the Battle of Angel Halo from Victory Gundam, but in addition to just Uso in his Victory 2 Gundam, we now also have Benager with his unicorn and some new weapons, and Seabook with the F91 twin VSBR version. And of course, being UC Engage, it is also accompanied by some absolutely stellar animation, which you can check out in the Regional Lock promotional video, which I will have linked down below. So you will need a VPN like NordVPN to watch it, which you can of course get with the link down below or the code kkrt. Not only will this get you a sweet discount, but you'll also be supporting the channel. And then to celebrate the launch of this new mode, the UR Unicorn Gundam NTD, UR Gundam F91, and UR V2 Gundam are being handed out as login bonuses. But again, this is on the Japanese version and not on the global version. Yet. And then to celebrate the collaboration with Call of Duty, a special diorama will be shown off at Anime Expo 2024. It has the RX-78-2, Char Zaku 2, and the Ariel, but now modified to resemble their operator counterparts, and they are duking it out in what I'm assuming is a recreation of one of Call of Duty's maps. And in other news, Gundam won the Character License Award, owing to being a powerful IP that is not just popular in Japan, but in the entire world. The giant robot exhibition will set up camp in the Museum of Kyoto from July the 6th until September the 1st. And today at 8 p.m. Japan time, the Big G Gundam stream will be held, which will be presented by the voice actor of Domon Kashu himself. Now, at the moment of recording, the stream hasn't yet begun, but while you're watching it, it's already in the past, so I'll have it linked down below. And depending on how big it is, and, well, to be more precise, depending on how big the announcements are, I will either see you tomorrow to talk about them, or I'll simply include them in next week's Gundam news. As for the things you could get this week then, on the 28th, we got these China Limited QMSV figures. For 79 yuan a piece, 11 US, you can choose to either get a random Sazabi figure or a random new figure. And for both of them, there are 8 different ones to collect, 2 of which are secrets. For the Sazabi, it comes in metallic red, standard with extra markings, golden, white and purple with a whale marking on the shield, and metallic blue. And then for the new Gundam, it comes in standard with extra markings, very light blue, black with metallic blue, silver, and the color scheme of the statue. One day later then, the Robot Spirits Dilanza Guel Custom version anime was released for 10,450 yen, 65 US. A chunky mobile suit with an equally chunky price tag. It comes complete with a Beam Partisan and Beam Torch, both of which come with green and pink beam effect parts, a beam rifle, and 3 ways to display the head, with a regular plume, fluttering plume, or no plume. And from the first, you can buy Gundam-themed Hakata Kawabata Zenzai in Fukuoka, which of course includes the shopping mall where the life-sized new Gundam is located. One pack costs 900 yen, 6 US, and comes with 1 of 6 random stickers. But even after trying to Google what Hakata Kawabata Zenzai is, I'm still not entirely sure. Zenzai is a sweet red bean soup with mochi in it, so I'm assuming that this is some kind of instant version. It has instructions on the package, but the picture is just too small to make out the instructions. For this week's reading material then, there was the 14th issue of Big Comic Superior, in which Gundam Thunderbolt is being serialized, and talking about Gundam Thunderbolt, the 24th volume of the manga will be releasing on July the 30th. In Japan, of course. Then there was the Hobby Japan Mechanics 20, featuring a special on Double Zeta Gundam, which even has a custom-built Cubelay mass production type. Seriously, Bandai, turn this thing into a model kit already. I am not building my Cubelay Mark II before we get a Cubelay mass production version. Got it? Then there was Gundam Hobby Life 23, which focuses on the origin and has a custom full armor Gundam on the cover. And finally, Chapter 14 of the Battle Tales of Flanagan Boone has become available for free online in Japanese and is linked down below. On to the apparel news then, where Strict G kicked things off with their 2024 Summer Basic Collection. Released in physical Strict G stores on the 29th, you can get a Gundam-inspired polo shirt for 6,930 yen, 43 US, or a Kaneko t-shirt for 5,280 yen, 33 US. Both of which are available in Viz Foundation White, Amro Navy, Mafty Navy, Char Black, or Zeon Forces Black. And then on July the 6th, you can pair them with a backpack for 10,780 yen, 67 US, or a shoulder bag for 7,480 yen, 46 US. Both of which are available in Kira Yamato Charcoal, Char Black, or Mafty Navy. And now might also be the perfect time to snag some Strict G stuff, because both in their online and physical stores, they're having a 30% off summer sale, which will last until August the 31st. Meanwhile, over at Bancore, they began with the perfect Zeonic-themed accessories for the rainy season, which is from early June to mid-July in Japan and all year round in Belgium. For 6,050 yen, 38 US, there's a Zeonic folding umbrella, and for 4,620 yen, 29 US, there's a Zeonic waterproof tote bag, both of which will be shipping out in September. On Tuesday then, we got the Char's Escape Pod series, featuring some funny items inspired by Char's giant escape pod. For 1,980 yen, 12 US, you can get one of two extendable pass cases, where the escape pod extends away from the new Gundam that's holding on to it, or you can get the escape pod as a small or large pouch, going for 1,980 yen, 12 US, or 3,080 yen, 19 US, respectively. Do be careful with what you put in it though, because, you know, if the Psycho frame ends up overloading, the stuff inside might get absorbed by it. And all of these items will be shipping out in August. And then just today, pre-orders went up for more model kit-sized acrylic stands. But rather than being a bunch of different scales of the same character, it is now all the same high-grade scale, but for a bunch of different characters. For 2,750 yen, 17 US, there is the standard clothing set consisting of Kira, Lacus, Athrun, Kigali, Shin, Lunamaria, Agnes, Marin, Isaac, and Diarca. And for 1,650 yen, 10 US, there is the pilot suit set consisting of Kira, Athrun, Shin, Mu, Isaac, and Diarca. And as always then, let's quickly wrap things up with the polls. A few weeks ago, Gundam.info wanted to know what our favorite Buster Gundam scene is. And well, the results were extremely decisive, with over half of the votes, 52.6% to be precise, the Buster defending orb was the overwhelming victor. And even though I did vote for another option, I gotta agree that when it comes to the Buster, this is definitely the defining scene where the Buster Gundam was also kind of like the main character. Because other than like showing off its heavy firepower in a really cool way with really great animation, prior to this, I feel like the Buster was always kind of fighting like the side battle, while the anime was focusing on the strike versus the Aegis, the strike versus the duel, or Nickel invading Artemis. But here, it really was the Buster Gundam taking the spotlight. The second place then goes to the Buster and the duel working together to defeat the Raider, which got 28.3%, but here we again kind of get to the point that I just made. The Buster doesn't really feel like the main character. I feel that this is more of a duel scene where the Buster Gundam is helping out. Third place then, with 14.3%, goes to the duel and the Buster reuniting in the Mendel colony, with the additional sad touch being that Isaac at first didn't know that Diarca was still piloting the Buster, and he attacked him. But because Gundam Seed isn't Victory Gundam, it all ended well. And then finally in fourth place, with only 4.8%, there is the battle with the Skygrasper, or in other words, the battle that the Buster Gundam lost. So it also makes sense that this option lost, even though I may or may not have voted for it. But that's besides the point. On to the currently ongoing one. Since the Figurized standard Luna Maria Hawk will be releasing on the 20th, Gundam.info wants to know which other character we would like to see recreated as a Figurized standard figure with rubber parts. Chandra from G Gundam, with I guess rubber legs to recreate his yoga poses. Troa from Gundam Wing with his clown outfit, so I guess the rubber is going to be used for his pants. Swetson from Turn A Gundam, where the rubber will no doubt be used for his Haro-like body. And finally there's Manny from G-Reco, where the rubber would be used for her cheerleading outfit. And it's been a while, but we have a very interesting split between the Twitter version of the poll and the main website version of the poll. Now, both of them of course agree that Chandra and Swetson should be last, but on Gundam.info, Manny is leading, whereas on Twitter, Troa is leading. So really, anything can still happen here. And if you want to cast your vote, I'll of course have the links down below. But that has been all for this week's Gundam news. As always, a big thank you to the Patreon supporters. I hope everyone watching has a great evening, and I'll see you all next week with more Gundam news.